fam. You guys, you will not believe what Jamila and I went through today.
Yeah.
We literally had what I could only call like a nightmare house tour. As you know, we've been looking for places to live. We want to move out of our apartment, hopefully into a home. And so we went on a tour today of a place. And OMG.
Pretty crazy.
I couldn't wait to tell you guys.
Yeah.
I literally can't wait. You will die.
Exactly. It's really crazy, but I do have to say, we have had some good experiences too, and we'll cover those maybe in another video, maybe this one if we have time.
That's true.
But we got to tell you about this situation.
That's like a bad experience, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what do we have here?
So we have
today.
Oh, excuse me, burped. We have Jollibee today. We have some chicken. We got some family, what do you call it? Family spaghetti.
Oh, yep.
Family size spaghetti. We got some gravy here. Some of those peach mango pies. We have one new coconut pineapple pie, which is that one.
Oh, this one. Oh, yeah.
Or is it coconut pineapple?
Well, it says this. It was coconut, but I don't think it was pineapple.
Mango. We'll have to see what it tastes like when we taste it. It's their new pie, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I have 3 peach mango pies. Jamila's got a pineapple quencher.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's
do this.
Let's dig in.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna move this just so we can have more space.
Perfect.
Move the chicken down here.
We have been craving Jollibees, actually, you guys. This is maybe our third. This might be our 4th time actually having it.
Ever?
I think so.
Is it only our 4th? Because I feel like we're just champions. Like I feel like we've eaten this a lot.
Yeah, no, this is like our 4th time.
Okay.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It does feel like we've had a little bit more, but I know, right?
I'm excited with the spaghetti. Oh, you know what? I usually get extra sauce, spaghetti sauce.
Oh.
But this looks like it has enough today. But I do like having extra.
That's right.
I like mine saucy.
All right, here we go. First bite, you guys. And by the way, let me know if you guys love the spaghetti from Jollibee's, because I feel like I'm addicted to it.
Man. I forgot how much that hits. It's sweet. It's savory. Absolutely delicious.
True.
Cut up hot dogs in here.
You got some sauce on your
thanks, babe.
On your arm.
Splashing around.
I know. It happens like that. Yeah, no, this, the sweet sauce, every time we get it, I forget how good it is. But I feel like I definitely have to get it every time we go. We were just going to get chicken, but we were like, we got to get the spaghetti too.
Oh, yeah.
I
feel like the spaghetti's a must.
It really is. You want some of this gravy?
I figured we could just, share the dipping.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Of course, yeah. Do your thing.
Don't go, babe.
Yeah, no problem. I'm supposed to be eating the chicken. Oh, sorry about that. You got a little sauce on you somewhere.
You splash on me?
I definitely did.
I didn't feel it.
Getting you back for the other day in LA. Dave's chicken when you splashed right in my head.
I remember.
It's all good. All right, here we go. Man, the spaghetti is like they don't cut it at all. They put it in their hole.
People go in on us on our lack of spaghetti twirling skills. But I do this, and then I twist.
Yes.
Until I can't twist anymore. Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
I guess. I mean, of course that's what you're supposed to do. We just don't do it right.
So when my dad used to make spaghetti growing up, he always cut the spaghetti in half.
My mom too.
Broke it in half before she put it in the pot.
Yep.
He.
Well, yeah.
Your mom, yeah. But I never liked that. I always wanted the really long spaghetti.
Oh.
And it was always kind of sad that it was shorter. But
how do you feel about now that the fam goes in on us? Because we don't know how to handle big spaghetti.
So clearly my dad did it for a reason, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
And your mom.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can have it however way you like, It's obviously preference, I don't mind either way. I think what's harder, once again, is just that it's a little further from us. That's all. Makes it a little harder.
This is hot.
I know.
And fresh.
But Jollibee's comes through, though.
I think I like Jollibee better than KFC.
Really?
Oh yeah, like in terms of the chicken. Popeyes, I haven't had enough to compare, but I think I like Jollibee. It's moist.
I think you're right about it being better than KFC. Popeyes is pretty good. Remember the first time we had it? Was at, I think we had it for Friendsgiving. was like one of the first times we had the actual chicken.
Yeah, and you were like in love.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Because we never had a Popeyes near us. Where we live in California, the closest Popeyes, sorry, I'm like guarding it.
Okay.
Guarding it, you know? The closest Popeye was like a good hour away from us about.
45 minutes.
Okay, maybe about 45.
But we never went.
But once we did get it, it was good. We love with it.
Yeah. Very delicious. Okay.
So,
I'm literally making a mess. I'm putting this down here on my plate.
It's all good. Do you then? We got to get into the story though, you guys.
Okay, yeah, we do.
We got to get into it.
Okay, so we are looking for houses. Excuse me, we're looking at houses to rent. You guys are wondering why we're not buying. We don't have the money to buy it. Just plain and simple. You have to have a lot of money saved. And we don't have that. So we are renting, but we're trying to save. Hopefully one day we'll have it soon. Anyway, so we're looking at houses to rent, and we went through Zillow. We went through a lot of websites to do rent, tours and stuff like that. Yeah. But I think this one that the person had us tour was from Zillow. Yeah. And so how it works is you have to meet with a property manager. Yeah. And then they open the house for you. You take a look, right? So, so we scheduled with this property manager. And basically it was supposed to be for 3 p.m. or something like that. Yep. And so she texts us that same day, probably around 12 or 1, and said, hey, can we do 4:45? I'm with some clients. I was like, sure, that's fine. We can do 4:45. Great. And then texts us about an hour or two later and says, hey, is there any way we can do it tomorrow? I'm gonna, with my clients, and I'm gonna be all the way on the other side of town. I said, hey, if there's any way we can still do it today, that'd be great. We carved out time in our schedule, which we did. We weren't able to do it the next day. So I just asked, hey, can we still keep it,
Can I jump in really quick?
Yeah.
And now keep in mind, you guys, I know Chris mentioned this, but we had been looking at this place for a good month or so, or maybe a few weeks or so. A few weeks
at least, yeah.
Kristen had found this a while back, so we were really interested in checking this place out. And, the lady did, it would have been nice if she gave us a heads up, because we drove probably about 30 or 40 minutes through traffic to get there. And she tells us 5 minutes before we get there?
Oh, so we had left to go to the other side of town. It was 30 minutes, had some traffic. Literally about 5 minutes before our 4:45 appointment, I got a text from her saying, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. Is there any way you can reschedule for another day?
Crazy, yeah.
And we were literally only 5 minutes away. So I was very annoyed. Yeah. And so I didn't text her back right away. But we got there, and we got to the house because we were almost there. Luckily, the windows were open. There were no blinds or curtains or anything. So we at least peeked in. We couldn't walk in, but I was we should at least look at the neighborhood, look at inside the house as much as we can. So we did. Then I texted her, and we liked it. We liked what we saw.
Yes, and I want to say a couple things. While we were outside, it was a little sketchy because we're in this random neighborhood, and we're looking through the window and walking back and forth, and I'm sure people were looking at us who are these people and what are they doing here, But our thought was, okay, if she canceled on us, if we see anything through this window that looks bad, we're not coming back. There's no point, right? But looking through it, we were it doesn't look terrible. It looked a little bit messy inside, wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it didn't look new.
It didn't look new.
Or fresh, but whatever.
Exactly. So we were okay, whatever. But we looking through the window. And by the way, this was the window that faced the street. Yeah. So that's the only one we could get to, was the window facing the street. Yeah. And we looked inside so we could see the kitchen, a little bit of the living room. And we were you know what? It looks good.
It's good enough to tour.
Exactly.
So we said, okay, we'll do it in a few days. Yeah. That's when we're available. She said, okay, great, thank you. And she apologized, but she just said, I'm sorry. I mean, it wasn't that. It was just, I'm sorry.
It wasn't a real apology. Yeah. It was very light.
So it's kind of just off to a rough start for this house, right? Keep in mind, we're touring a lot of houses also. It's a lot to schedule things and take time out of your schedule. You know how it is, right? When you're looking for a house or whatever, or anywhere to move. But anyways, okay. So we finally get to the day that we're supposed to tour. She makes it on time. She was totally on time. It was awesome. And she lets us in.
Before we get there?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm missing stuff too. So.
For sure. You're missing a couple things because I want to say. So what we noticed right away with her is she looked a little flustered, like she wasn't 100% sure or prepared, to be showing this house. At least that's what it seemed like. So she was like, "Oh, the key! I got to get the key." So, she didn't talk to us, by the way, too. She just kind of walked away, walks around back. We were like, okay, well, let's just stay here, wait for her. She comes back, she grabs the key, still doesn't say anything, goes to the front of the house, we follow her. She opens the door up. This house was not even ready to be shown to anybody. You get in and the floor's completely messy, like not swept, just completely dirty.
Like almost like, it wasn't sawdust, but it was like kind of like that. It was like sawdusty and dust in general, but whatever. Okay, so we went and then we were like kind of walking through, and we're in the living room, and the living room was kind of a weird shape, whatever, but we were able to like kind of see if our couch is gonna fit, blah blah blah. And I look over at the window that's facing the living room, and that's not the window that we were able to look through when we were looking through the house the first time. But anyways, I looked at the window and there was a huge hole, like the glass had been broken. Somebody threw a rock through the window. But if you looked in the living room, I noticed you didn't see any rock or brick or anything, but you did see some pieces of glass, but not as much as there would have been had somebody not cleaned it up. So somebody cleaned up something, but not cleaned it up enough. So there were pieces of glass, but not as much as there should have been. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And this is why that's interesting, is because when we noticed the glass, like, the window's perfectly fine, and there's just a hole through the glass. Yeah. So we go talk to the lady, and we're like, hey, the window's broken. It's shattered, and like someone threw a rock through there. She's like, oh, really? She's like, what? Okay. She's like, well, that's something they're going to have to look at. Like not even phased, but she didn't know at the same time. Yeah. But, it's a problem because it's like, she should know that, right?
100% she should know that if she's showing the house. But also, keep in mind, you guys, they want you to like apply right away if you like it. Yeah. And they want to approve you in a few days. Yeah. Okay, this window situation is going to take way more than a few days to get fixed.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so it's basically the window is not, because the window's broken, it's not ready for you to move in, What are you going to do, put a board over it? And I know. Also, when you move into a place, do you want to put a board over your window? So anyways, that happened. And then I go over to the washer and dryer. I was like, oh, it has a washer and dryer. That's awesome. And it is, because not every place has one, Yep. So I was like, that's sweet. We have a washer and dryer. I walked closer to it, and I promise you it was from like 1980.
It's really old.
I haven't seen a washer and dryer that old in years.
80s did they make them in the 70s?
Yes,
because I feel like
it did. It was might have been 70s.
Yeah, this might have been the first washer ever made. Yeah. Like, legit.
So bad. Okay, but not just that. Not only did it look like it was 50 years old, I opened up the washer to see just how big of a load you could put your clothes in. Yep. All around the lid, the opening of the washer, rusted. Completely all over. Like, it was rusted. Yeah. I don't know. My question is, did somebody live there before and dealt with that washer? Or did it get rusted when somebody had moved out and somebody hasn't lived there for a long time?
That's actually a great question, because
thank you.
You would think that the way it was rusted on the inside, on the edges. If you wash some clothes in there, there's a good chance some of that rust or the particles are going to fall into your clothes and actually wash with it. So in my mind, I'm like, why would you wash there? So... okay, guys, sorry. As you could see, the lighting had to change and stuff. I think I have a light that completely died. I don't know what's going on. I've had this thing for years, and it's had issues since we bought it. So,
as you know, if you're a writer, guys.
Exactly. We've been around, guys, for a few years. You guys know we always have light issues. So, anyways, but back to the story. So, the rust was bad. The lady's on her phone in the kitchen, just
not telling us anything about the place. Like, you would think you'd want to kind of try to sell the rental, right?
Yes, and now I do want to specify this. When you do these type of properties and stuff like that, when you're going to check them out, what we learned is that you have some people that are like almost like realtors that just come in. They don't know anything about the property. They're just there to kind of open the doors to walk around. This lady actually was a little bit more connected to that property. So, in my mind, I'm like, she should maybe know a little bit more, see what's going on.
She was the property manager.
Yeah, the property manager, exactly. So it was a little odd to us. But anyways, so that's just the start of it, guys. So then, so after the rust and all the stuff, we tell her, Kristen's like, she's looking at me like, we should leave, right? And in my mind, I'm like, you know what? She drove all the way here. I don't know where she's coming from. Let's at least, look through, see the place. Maybe upstairs will look amazing. So we go upstairs, and it's not like super messy. Like downstairs definitely was a lot more messier than it was upstairs. It wasn't terrible. I'm trying to think. Do you remember what the bedrooms look like? Because I don't remember 100%.
Yes, I remember. No, I don't. I honestly was tuned. Yeah. I was tuned out. I was over it.
We saw a few different properties.
Yeah.
So it's hard to remember exactly what.
Yeah, they were fine though.
It wasn't bad. But you're right. By that time we were tuned out.
Yeah.
By that time we were like, we're not looking at it.
Yeah.
But what we did notice is we went to the master bedroom and we're looking at everything. Oh, sorry. Now I remember the master bedroom was actually a pretty good size. It was pretty nice. Not bad. Like obviously, everything was. It just needed maintenance. It wasn't clean, which is fine if you're not trying to rent it out. It's fine.
Updated.
Or updated.
Nothing was updated.
Yeah, which is okay too. But then we go into the master bathroom, and it's supposed to be one of those sliding glass showers.
So no curtains, just a sliding glass door.
Exactly. So there's like a bar on top, and the glass kind of two glass here, and it's supposed to kind of move back and forth. There was no glass. There was no glass.
No glass.
Like you literally, if we moved in that day, which by the way, we probably couldn't move in that day, but we could probably moved in the next few days. There's no way to take a shower. Not there at least,
I think the bottom I think the tub too, the flooring of the tub was like brown. Like
it was. It
was like brown, like literally like.
Yes, it was.
Again, 50 years old.
Yeah,
like it's been used and abused. Like it was all bad. Like it needed a new tub thing.
It was
shower thing.
It was brown because it was rusted and and it was dirty too. It wasn't clean.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. It was a little messed up. So with that, and you didn't notice a couple of things. The cupboards, when we opened it up, had nails coming out of it, screws coming out of it. I think one of them, or maybe both, was used to keep it shut. You didn't notice it,
no.
And by that time, I think you were over it. So.
I did. I noticed that the electrical outlets, the covers that cover over the electrical outlets, they were cracked. A lot of them were cracked.
Yeah.
I was just like, honestly, you guys, this was not it was not rentable.
Yeah.
But the fact that they put this on the website to have people tour, it's like nobody's gonna say yes to this.
There's no way.
No, there's no way. Okay. Also, then the stove. We went over to the stove. It was a gas stove, and so they have the I guess you call it. Covers that are over the gas, so you can put your pot on it. I forgot what they're called, but gas cover, gas stove covers.
Sure.
Does that make sense? They're like stainless.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Are you talking about the things that go over the gas stove?
Yeah.
You can put the pot and everything on it.
Yes.
I don't know what they're called either.
Yeah.
But you guys know what we're talking about though.
Rusted. Completely rusted. It was so bad. So anyways, we were just done. But I was just like, wow.
Yeah, and then also in the garage, because it was a 1-car garage, we went in there. First off, looked like a haunted house. There was oil all over the floor, like completely slippery almost. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like complete oil all over everywhere. And there was a washing machine in there. So there wasn't a dryer, but just a washer. The dryer was pretty old too. I don't know if they were planning on replacing that washer. The replacing and stuff, but the washer that was in the garage, it looked newer, but it looked beat up too. So I don't know what was going on, you guys. And then there was some random curtain in there that looked like a shower, but it wasn't.
Oh.
Behind it. Remember that?
Yeah, there was a.
Yeah.
I guess it was a storage nook or something.
Is that what that was?
I think so, but it looked like a shower because there was a shower curtain, but you moved it and it was just like a.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you call it? Like a
storage area.
A Harry Potter kind of
closet.
Okay.
I don't even know.
Anyways,
it was weird.
It was a waste of time, but I just can't believe that they were showing this to people. So, anyways, I wanted to run out.
Yeah. So as we're leaving, I'm like. So, I'm talking because Kristen wanted to just be like, no.
Well, it's a waste of time. Yes, it was clearly a waste of time. I just wanted to leave, but Jamil was trying to humor her, but it's a waste of her time too.
Yes, I was like, do you have other properties that we can check out? That way, we can look at this one and the others and decide which one we want. you know, and then she's like, yeah, I'll email you and stuff like that, which was cool. It's nice of her. She did, you know. But that place was...
Oh, so bad.
It was terrible. It was really bad. And it's crazy because we did some other places. And we had little issues, like one place we couldn't get in the house, which is kind of weird, off of like Rently.com. But the other places we went to, they were really nice. They were really nice. And we also met up with some people, like realtors and stuff, that were very friendly, and everything was smooth, you know?
Right, yeah. This one was.
This place was literally like a nightmare house. Like, I couldn't believe it.
Right.
I couldn't believe it.
Yes, we have had very good appointments as well. But I was just like, man. So Jamil was nice. He was like, so we wouldn't be able to really even consider this until until these issues are fixed. You know, he said something like that. It was really funny.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
And then she said, after we said that, I was like, once they're fixed, you know, maybe we can take a look and stuff. She was like, oh yeah, everything will be fixed, except, you remember the guys, we talked about the window that we looked through? There were no curtains there, or blinds. She's like, except that, we're not going to replace those blinds. You'll have to do it yourself if you move in.
There were no blinds on any of the windows in the whole house. No
blinds.
Oh, yeah. In the whole house.
Yeah.
No blinds or curtains. So the landlord wanted you to do your own blinds and or curtains. There's a lot of windows.
There were a lot.
And on one blind, it's because they were probably rusted and broken. And clearly this is a slum landlord. I'm just going to say that 100%. Oh, yeah. Like if your landlord isn't going to fix, get new appliances that are 50 years old, if they're not going to fix the tub that's all, rusted. Yeah. Clearly you don't want to live there, you know? Yeah.
And my thought is, I get it's expensive. Obviously, things are expensive, and it's not like you just, as a landlord, you just have infinite funds.
Yeah.
Some people are gonna have more than other. It makes sense, but you better reduce that price. That price better be cheap.
Yeah.
Like our range, this place was like a really it should have been. I almost think like $1,200 for rent. Like unless they fixed it, of course, and did type of stuff like that, then you can raise it a little bit. But it was really bad.
You're honestly at that point beyond.
Yeah.
Beyond
considering that.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like I get that you don't have infinite monies. However, this literally was 20 years old. Like in terms of when it needed to be replaced. So.
True.
Yeah, it's bad. You really gotta figure that out, you know? Or like you said, create the rent to be really, really cheap so people don't have expectations. But the rent was just in line with everything else that is modern or is new or doesn't have rust.
True.
Or, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's true.
That's actually a good point, yeah.
No. Should try these.
Yeah, let's try these for sure. But anyways, you guys, that was, it was definitely like a nightmare looking house for sure. It was pretty crazy. And I'm not, it's interesting because we've always lived in apartments, right? And by the way, I know Krista mentioned this, but just to reiterate, we're not looking to buy yet. We were just wanting to rent, a house because it's nice to rent a house, So our first time, and let me tell you, that was one of our first houses that we went to. We were pretty disappointed. We were a little scared. We were thinking maybe we'll just go back to an apartment.
Sure.
Like we were really concerned. We were, you know?
Yeah.
You want me to break this up?
Well, I wanted to try the new one, but it's fine. You try the peach mango one. No. Try the peach mango and then we'll open up the new one.
Okay.
Yeah. It's fine.
So, I just think it was crazy, guys. Yeah. It was really crazy.
Thanks,
sorry, I didn't know you wanted.
Oh, I thought we were splitting it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Okay. We've had this one before, the peach mango. Very good.
You know what?
It's better.
I didn't really like it last time.
This is better than before.
Well,
it's more peachy.
Or maybe my taste buds. I don't know. I don't mind it as much
this
time.
That's good.
So, yeah, you guys. So we went to that house. We had some other properties that we went to, and we definitely had some really good experiences. There was one that we went to was a little far away from where we are now. We get there. The way Rently works is they actually have these smart locks that when you enter everything on you enter where you're at on your phone and the codes and everything, and then the lock is supposed to unlock and you open the door, but for some reason it was like jammed and it wouldn't open. It wouldn't open. So we were like, okay, maybe this property, maybe it's sold, maybe somebody's locking another lock on the inside and you can't get in. So we left, but then we were like, we really want to see the place. So we went back a few days later, tried it again. The same thing happened where the lock, it sounded like it unlocked, but the door wouldn't open. So I just like grabbed the hand and I was like, and then it opened.
He's like, oh, we're getting in.
Yeah,
it did open.
I was pulling that thing so crazy.
You did good.
And it just opened. I don't even know. But the weird thing about it, we opened it and closed it, and the lock did some weird stuff right after it. So I was like, I don't know. I think something might be wrong with the lock, you know? So that was cool.
That was so funny.
Yeah. So.
Anyways, we really liked that house, and that was nice. So yeah. Oh yeah.
I want to tell them something.
I'm gonna open up this one.
Guys, some of this is wrong. The property that was hard to get into. Once we opened it, got in, very nice place. In fact, it's one of the places that we might actually consider because it's really nice. Everything on there, is it good? It's a little odd. Okay, it's pretty.
I think it's coconut pineapple.
Oh,
it's good. Okay, it's different.
Okay, cool.
I like it though.
Before I eat it though, I want to tell you guys this. So, as we were pretty much wrapping it up, somebody else was trying to come in to tour because you know the way it works is anyone can come in and tour anytime. So they're coming in and they're like, hey, we want to tour and stuff like that. The door was open, right? Oh no, they knocked on the door. And then we opened it. You opened it. And they were like, yeah, we wanted a tour and stuff like that. So we're like, yeah, that's fine. But Kristen's like, we need to wrap up ours, though, and shut the door. That way, Rentley knows that we left and you can come in.
Exactly.
So as I'm shutting the door, I like pull that thing shut.
You didn't tell me that.
I made sure that
because you didn't want them to get in.
I didn't want them to get in.
You're so bad.
It's messed up. I'm not going to lie.
So we don't know if they got in or not because we left before.
We drove fast. As soon as Kristen got out of that thing, I was like, let's get in the car and let's bounce. Because I know this lady's going to be like, hey, I can't get in. Can you help me? So
that's bad.
So I
we did want to apply, so yeah. They probably got in, but.
You think so?
I don't know.
Well, you did tip them off. You were like, oh, it's kind of hard to get in.
I let them know it was hard to get in. Yeah.
Don't tell them that. It's a surprise.
Oh my goodness. So, anyways, we're really excited. We did apply for 2 places. So we'll see if we get accepted. So that's awesome. Yeah, so things are looking good. But
yeah,
I guess you have to go through some, what do you call it?
Hardships?
Yeah, some coals before you get to the diamond, you know?
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's normal. I mean, once again, with apartments, we're used to just going in and the apartments are typically available and everyone's there. You can talk to them. It's all in one. It's very easy.
Exactly.
But this process, it's been a little bit difficult for us. But you know what? We're doing it. It's nice to be challenged, I guess, in that sense. And learn something new,
Yeah, we are learning out of your comfort zone. And hopefully we'll be in a home. So that'll be nice.
Exactly.
What do you think of the pie?
It's good.
It is good, right?
I really like it.
I like that one too.
Not too coconutty, even though there is a strong coconut taste, but it's not bad.
It reminds me of ambrosia.
Oh, it is kind of.
No?
Not as strong, though.
Okay.
Not as strong, but a little bit. Yeah, I guess a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to our story. We just wanted to share it with you. Please send us good vibes. We're going to get accepted into a place soon.
Yes.
We really appreciate it. Yeah, let us know what you would have done if you were in that nightmare house tour. Would you have stayed and made it through the whole thing, or would you have bounced as soon as you saw the first thing that was wrong with it?
I got a feeling most of the people would have wanted to do what you did.
Yeah, well, if you know it's a no, it's like,
Yeah, I know. I was wishful. I was hopeful. And I felt bad. I didn't want to waste ladies' time. That's really what it was. Yeah. I felt bad that she came out there and literally like 2 seconds in, as soon as we got there, we would have been like, we're out of here.
But for me, I'm like, we're wasting her time by pretending we're interested.
That's true.
It's
that's actually a good point.
She has other stuff to do.
That's a good point.
So that's how I felt. I was like, let's just go.
Well, it's a win-win then, Because she wasted our time the time before. No, it's all good.
So anyways, you guys.
All right, you guys.
And I'll see you guys next time for another video. We hope you enjoyed it. We love you so much. See you soon.
Peace.
Peace out, Trouts.